to all our brothers and sisters across the globe. People, those are joining us today live in the afternoon for a very special program because we are paying our deepest regards and gratitudes to the legends of Indian tourism. This particular series, which we are organizing, you have already met a couple of dignitaries. Today we have got Sri P.K. Dongji. He is another legend of Indian tourism industry. He is the former regional director, Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, taking care of Europe for a very long time. If I go through various documents and if I try to pick up the threads, I think it's in the Indian history for the first time that any regional director had been taking care of overseas offices. And besides, when he was based in Frankfurt, he was also taking care of London. He was taking care of a couple of other places, and he had been traveling extensively. Very humble soul, very humble person, very, very polite, very decent, very dignified, and what a stature of a person. They always say the tall trees always bend in all weather conditions, and that's why they survive longer. It is his politeness, it's his wonderful personality, which has brought him a long way. And today we all are going to travel through the life journey, the lifetime journey of our tourism legend, Sri P.K. Dongji. He's a wonderful soul. And ladies and gentlemen, I will certainly discuss a couple of things from my side for him because our chamber owes a lot to him. He is the senior advisor of our chamber taking care of entire Northeast region. Besides that, from time to time, whenever I have contacted him, he had been very valuable treasure and an asset to all of us, giving lots of valuable inputs to us so that we all can pick up wonderful threads. On behalf of ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry, we extend a very warm welcome to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Our focus is service industry because we are International Chamber for Service Industry, but at the same time, agriculture and manufacturing, both the sectors also need tremendous inputs from the services sector. We still roll back and we go back. Our chamber had been deeply associated how to help the youth, how to help educator, how to get more and more people in vocational education of tourism, hospitality, aviation, and its related fields. And we are very happy that way back in 1994, we brought India's first finishing school. That's, when you talk about how to help, because all power is in the youth. Children, they are wonderful. They've got a lot of energy, and that energy has to be synergized by the teachers. Teachers play a very important role for all of us. They're just awesome. They're wonderful. And that's what we have been doing, ladies and gentlemen, all of us together. So let's move on. Education, skills, and micro, small, and medium enterprise, all of them, they are inseparable. They all are together. We got to think about it. Our chamber worked very closely with Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. All the linkages are given over here, how the 12 sectors being identified by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India to be promoted, all 12 services sectors. Thereafter, we moved on to the Ministry of MSME, Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprise. Once again, lots of deliberations over there. Proud of Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, that as an army soldier, I had an opportunity to move on deputation to the Ministry of Tourism. And once I finished the tenure over there, then I took over the responsibility of this particular chamber, ICSI, which was earlier IPCSI. Now, ladies and gentlemen, way back 2015, we requested Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, besides other segments of tourism, why not to focus on cinematic tourism also? And I'm proud to share with all of you that with the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, on 30th June 2017, we organized a mega event in Mumbai, and that was something fantastic. We are proud of all our brothers and sisters from Northeast part of India, and Janu Barwaji gave the keynote address all the way for this program. Thereafter, we had gone to Manipur, 22nd and 23rd of February 2018. We had the services exports, and that was the entire Northeast India taken together. We had the head of the Airport Authority of India of Northeast, and besides that, couple of other dignitaries. Then we had gone to Nagaland. In Dimapur, there was a very big function. Thereafter, we had lots of programs in the Radisson Blue, where our senior advisor, Shri P.K. Dongji, had been giving lots of valuable inputs. I'm so very happy today to see Guwahati Airport expansion, Guwahati Airport new infrastructure, and you have got departure lounge, arrival lounge, conveyor belts, clearances, and immigrations, and all that. I would say you see the expansion which has taken place over there. And then, of course, we had a couple of other events. ASEAN Study Center being opened up in Nehu, and that is in ICCR, that is in the campus of Northeast Hill University, something very big. And this was under the Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. We all had a wonderful function, and there we had all the dignitaries together with us, all the ambassadors of the ASEAN countries. They were also there with us. And here is the present Chief Minister of Assam, Hemanta Biswa Sarma ji. And that time, that is on 3rd of September 2016, he was the health minister, and we had a very big function at the Radisson Blue. Thereafter, ladies and gentlemen, Advantage Assam. That was another program, wonderful, which we enjoyed, all of us over there. I'm so very happy that today it's a privilege that Shri P.K. Dongji, all the way from Sikkim, from Gangtok, who is joining us. And he has got a long journey, wonderful journey. He will certainly talk to us about his childhood, and he will talk his journey onward. But whatsoever I could gather a little bit, that he studied initially at the Saint Alphonse High School at Kurseong. Then he went to Government College, Darjeeling. Thereafter, he had done his post-graduation in tourism and travel services with the University of Dalla, and that was all the way from Rome. And besides that, Dong Saab had been deeply associated, because he was a part of the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. For good long 10 years, he was in Germany, based over there, taking care of Europe as a regional director of tourism. And I think it was from January, almost 1998 onwards, till December, he had gone, I think 1988 onward, he took over the responsibility. And right up to December 1997, almost 10 years, he was taking care of as a regional director Europe for the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. He had also been deeply associated with the Northeast tourism, but besides that, he joined Sikkim tourism way back in 1998, after he relinquished the charge with the Ministry of Tourism, and he started taking responsibilities with the Sikkim Tourism Development Corporation, and where he was initially as the executive director. Then he became the CEO and the MD, and he worked with them till 2007. Now, thereafter, he worked as a consultant to various national and international organizations. There is a NEDFI, if you know, and that is Northeast Development Financial Corporation, and various other state governments and district councils like Sikkim, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Bodoland, and international agencies like JICA, ADB, and SNV. In 2014, he joined Sikkim University as a government faculty member and retired in 2019 as per UGC rules for when you get super renovated and renovated officer. And thereafter, Dong Saab had been traveling extensively. I would say hats off to him. There's so much to learn from him. There's so much to pick up from him. And on the top of everything, again and again, I say, he's so humble. He's so humble. I would say he always makes everybody so comfortable. And he's a wonderful company. You sit with him, talk to him, get all the valuable inputs. Our chamber is also privileged that he's the honorable senior advisor to International Chamber for Service Industry for all tourism development related projects, activities, and whatsoever strategies we always think of what is to be done in northeast part of India. How can we develop the things over there? We are really, really privileged. These are some of the rare photographs which we could get, we could gather from different sources. And here is the legend of Indian tourism. And here he is taking a special session, international museums he's talking about, and museum day he talked about. And thereafter, ladies and gentlemen, with the Rotary group of the Gangtok South, there's the another photograph we could gather from different sources. And also he have been deeply associated with the green skill development programs. And on the World Tourism Day, various times, various places, in various capacities. And here is Dong Sab with us at the Radisson Blue Hotel on 24th and 25th March 2017, where we had a very big, deliberations, detailed deliberations of the CLMV Business Summit, that is the entire ASEAN region and the northeast part of India together. It is something privilege for all of us. And I personally feel whatsoever human mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So let's get together, let's come together, and let's think together. Tonight also, we will be talking about non-resident Indians and India's education and skills. We will have a focus of tourism also, how to develop the strategy and what strategy to prepare our youth for the global services exports. Our children can go abroad, they can do wonderful. Northeast kids particularly, they have got wonderful soft skills and they can do a lot in entire service industry. So with these words, ladies and gentlemen, join me in extending a very warm welcome this afternoon and this morning as far as UK and European Union is concerned, and little late afternoon as far as ASEAN, Australia, and New Zealand is concerned. So we extend a very warm welcome to all of you. Join me in extending a very warm welcome and towards the lifetime journey of India's tourism legend, that is Shri P.K. Dongji. We extend him a very warm welcome and I would request him to unmute his mic. And if he can unmute his mic, we would be able to hear him. And I would request Ajay, kindly help out Dong Saab. He should be able to unmute his mic. I can see his mic and he has unmuted.
Can you hear me, Dr. Sharma?
Yes, I can hear you and I can see you. Wow, wow, great, great, great.
I think I have become old.
No, not at all, not at all. It's a privilege, it's a privilege. We want to travel with you today, your lifetime journey. We want to enjoy this afternoon, and this is going to be the great insight and a learning for all of us.
Thank you, Dr. Sharma, for your kind words. You are inviting this forgotten man. I thought you have all forgotten me to get me here in this webinar. Well, I come from a very remote place of India. Actually, my parents, they migrated from Sikkim to Darjeeling. Sometimes in 1895 or somewhere like that, before 1900. Because there was no education facilities in West Sikkim where my parents they used to live. So I was born here in Darjeeling. So technically I am an outsider in Sikkim, uh, uh, but I love Sikkim very much. So, my father was a head clerk in a tea garden, but he was the number two, so he had all the privileges of a manager. And my elder brothers and sisters, they went to the very good school in Darjeeling, but I could not go because my father died when I was hardly 10, 11 years old. So I was practically brought up in the childhood by my mother, and later on my elder brother adopted me and sent me to high school and to the college. So I graduated from uh, Calcutta University. And those days, uh, there was no dearth of jobs. We could get employment very easily. And I got a job as an assistant uh, air traffic controller in Calcutta Airport. I worked there, but after some years, I started missing the mountains. Then I wanted to go back to mountains. And that time, luckily, I saw an advertisement asking for as a assistant tourist officer in Darjeeling tourist office. So I was asking my friends, what is this tourism? Tourism was completely a new subject. And my brothers also told me, advised me, don't come to join this post. Tourism is a very new thing. We don't know what is tourism. That was the scenario at that time. So anyway, I left Calcutta and came to Darjeeling and joined the post as assistant tourist officer.
Which
When
year?
I was,
Which year it was, Dong Saab? Which year?
that was in 1960, 64, 65, like that.
Okay, okay, okay,
No, I now remember it was 1967. Huh? I
okay.
joined the post, and later on I was the project officer, and I did the development of a Mirik Lake project there as a tourist complex. Then in 1975, I got to UPSC and joined Ministry of Tourism. And that is when I really started learning what is tourism. And I had a very strict boss. Her name was Miss Anjali Mehta. She was a very strict boss. Nobody wanted to work under her, but I didn't know. And she was really tough. But I really worship her. From her, I learned everything about the file management, about how to make these plans and project, and how to go through the power of the corridor of powers. You know, there's so many, it's a jungle actually. But she guided me properly. And after some years, I got posting to Northeast. I rather volunteered to go to Northeast. And I was the first assistant director to go to Northeast and open the office in Shillong. And I used to look after the entire Northeast at that time.
Wow.
And that gave me an opportunity to understand Northeast. And people were telling me what is there in Northeast. Then when I went around, I saw there was a tremendous potential for development of tourism, especially for natural and cultural tourism.
I'm very
And,
hungry. I'm very hungry, Dong Saab. I want to learn more and more. Which year was it to go to Shillong?
I went to Shillong in 1981.
1981. So
Yeah.
first tourist office for Northeast was opened in 1981.
81 in Shillong.
Okay.
And
Okay.
later on, I got it open in Guwahati, then in Nahargaon in Arunachal Pradesh, then Manipur, Mizoram, and like that. I mean, it was a really, it's a far-flung place, forlorn. Nobody wanted to go to Northeast, but I was very happy there. But the happiness did not last long. I got, luckily, with God's grace, I got selected by UPSC as the director, and I went back to Delhi. And that was in 1983. 83, 81 to 83, I was in Shillong. Then I was posted to Kuala Lumpur. Uh, I had to open a new office in Kuala Lumpur, but that was a blessing in disguise to me. Nobody wanted to go there. And that is where, because I was working in planning and projects and development division, but never in marketing. I didn't know marketing. So that is when I learned ABCD of marketing. And, so,
Okay.
and it was a tough job in the beginning because when I went, I did the survey, what the tour operators were promoting uh, India from Malaysia, I found a few Chinese. Then and there is a lot of South Indian friends, but they're all promoting South India, and they did not require any tour business because they what they're doing ticketing and going to South India to see their temples.
Mostly
They,
Chennai. Mostly Chennai.
Chennai and all the temples beyond that.
Okay.
So Malays, they are not interested so much in India. They wanted to go to Europe only.
Hmm.
That was the scenario at the time. So I called and I remember one Mr. Lau, I went to his office. My friends in Air India told me he's the guy who promotes India. When I went to see him, he said, Mr. Dong, you are from India. He thought I'm another Chinese looking at my face. So oh, come, Mr. You're from India, no? Yes, sir. So come, I'll show you my storeroom. Say, why? Look at these brochures, all printed for promoting India. Now I have to dump them. Why? Because in India you have killed the prime minister. Who will go to the country where the prime minister has been killed? Because Indira Gandhi was just assassinated. Oh my goodness. What a slap on my face. I don't know, one gone. It is, so anyway, I kept on going around the market. I didn't give up my hope. Then I saw one Reliance tour operator. He was the biggest tour operator. Every week on Sunday, they used to take full page on their tours, full page advertisement on their tours to various countries, but not India. So I thought that was a challenge, how to get in contact with the decision makers of that tour operators. And that's a very huge company. Uh, so then I they had one advertising agency, that Reliance company. So I got hold of that advertiser. Would you like to be my advertising agent also? They say, yes, yes, why not? Then I give them some advertisement work here and there. Now tell me, when I got close to the managing director of that advertising agency, can I see your boss? Oh, boss, chairman, no, impossible. He's a very busy man. And he down below is the one who decides about the tours. Or there is a general manager. So, can you get me introduced to the general manager? Yes, yes, that I can take you to. Then I met him and started going to his birthday, his uncle's birthday, wherever he had anything, I had to go. Then after 6 months, I like, oh, Mr. Dong, we have been meeting, but you have been coming to our party, you have been helping us, we have become friends, but we haven't done anything for you. Oh, why don't you promote tours to India? Tours to India is very difficult, but we will try. But Mr. Dong, you will have to come to our consumers workshop, tour workshop, any promotion we do about India, you have to come at your own cost. I said, done. That I'll come. And they started advertising. My strategy was that whether the people book for tours to India or not, but if this Reliance company start advertising about India, then it won't go around. That is a destination worth promoting by this Chinese company. Then that really worked. People started going, Indians started going to North India, Malay started going to North India. And then I started finding their interest. Their Chinese were they wanted to see Taj Mahal and they wanted to go to Kashmir. Malay, they are not interested about Taj Mahal or anything. They wanted to do shopping only. And South Indian, they also wanted to go to Kashmir and Taj Mahal. That was the favorite destination here in India. So slowly it started picking up. And I'm so happy to say, Mr. Sharma, within 3 years, we could achieve 125% increase in the tourist traffic.
Wow, wow, wow.
But I had to become a director of training also there, because
Okay.
Indian tour operators, they say, we know only South India, we don't know anything about North India. Can you please teach us about how to promote to North India, the itinerary, everything? I said, okay, I'll do. Can I come to your office on Sunday and give them training? They say, okay, done. Why not? But we'll not pay you fees. I don't require any fees. You just give me a hall and the staff to whom I have to teach. They send their staff and slowly, now they also started promoting, and that's how we could achieve. And even the High Commissioner appreciated so much to me. Then suddenly one morning I get a signal. Those days I think there was a fax only. Fax had just come in the market, and the fax came that I have been sent, I've been posted to Frankfurt.
Okay.
And I remember, I think it was a blessing of Mr. S.K. Mishra, he was the Secretary to Tourism, and Mr. Ramesh Chandra, he was
Great
the
souls.
yeah.
Dongs up, great souls, great souls.
Yeah. And I went to Germany, and that was completely a new market. But since I have learned a lot about marketing in Malaysia, where then I started applying those methodology here in Europe, and slowly we it was the greatest, largest tourist market for India. We had 23 countries under us, um, and 7 shop offices in this one, and we used to send 3-4 lakhs of foreign tourists to India from all these countries together.
At
And
that point of time, at that
yeah,
point
at
of
that
time.
point of time, yes.
Wow.
That was excluding UK, because UK was, and the European, they don't consider UK as a, they consider UK as a different country, different continent. I was surprised they have got their own psychological differences. So even the what you call European Union also didn't last long. Now Brexit, they started.
Dongs up, BK Goswami ji was also a part of it.
Yes, later on he came. He was another great DG. Might have he was a DG. Later on he became secretary. He now we have become a great friends. We respect for each other. He is I mean, after he came as a DJ during SK Mishra time, after SK Mishra moved out, he became the Secretary Tourism also.
Yes, yes.
And
Great soul, great
it
soul.
was a great pleasure working under him.
Yes,
And
right starting from SK Mishra, Ramesh Chandra ji, and then BK Goswami ji, all these legends.
yes, they were
Yeah.
really legends.
Yes, yes.
And
Okay, so talk something about 23 countries, 7 offices, 3 to 4 lakh people sending to India,
yes,
and what they were interested in. How did you enjoy? Because I personally feel in the Indian tourism history,
yes.
there is nobody who has stayed 10 years intact abroad as a regional head. You have broken all the records. You have broken all the records.
Yeah, some of my secretary, those who came later on, Dong, how did you manage to stay so that long? I said, sir, they have overlooked me because of my height. They used to laugh. Yeah. So, so that was a fun, and I had some
Okay, Dongsap,
funny.
Dongsap, let's share some experiences of your Europe tenure for our younger generation, young boys and girls. Those are coming to tourism industry today. What
Yeah.
would you like to give them as a piece of advice? Because you had such a long tenure in Europe. Kindly
Yes.
give some inputs. Kindly give us some idea.
Number one thing is learning is a continuous process.
Wow.
Uh, I always used to incognito. I used to go and attend the Germans seminar. Actually, I am one of the tourists. They used to take me as a foreigners only. So I used to learn. Then I found singularly as an individual, we are much better than Germans. But when 10 Indians they get together, we are worse than half a German even. No, one Indian is equivalent to 10 Germans, but 10 Indians are equivalent to half a German. You see,
Oh,
we don't work in unity. That is
yes.
the problem. That is our
So
biggest.
something very important, learning is a continuous process and we must help out each other. We should work in harmony.
Yeah. Then one more thing I just want to tell my young friends
Ha.
that you don't need a great past to have a great future.
You don't need,
A great past. You
okay.
don't have to have a great past to have a great future. You can start like
Ah,
me. I was a humble person coming from a tea garden, rural areas. But later on, I have traveled. Thank God. I thank God and thank government of India. I have traveled to about 55 countries abroad.
wow, wow, wow. Great.
Uh,
And travel is a great experience.
Great experience. Is a experience and is a learning experience actually.
Hmm, hmm.
And
And it makes you more humble.
more humble. And yeah, for example, when I went to Guatemala, they had they had asked me to go and attend uh, what they call it, the UNWTO
Huh.
executive council meeting there.
Hmm.
So it was in Mexico. I had to go to Guatemala and then also to attend that South Americans Tour Operators Association conference also.
Hmm.
So when I landed in Guatemala, in Latin America,
Hmm.
so in the hotel, they asked me, what is your nationality? I said,
Hmm.
I'm an Indian.
Hmm.
And the girl laughed at me. Ha ha ha. She said, I'm Indian. I took out my passport and I showed her. oh, you are Hindu.
Ah,
Then I realized they call themselves the Red Indians because Guatemala is the country of Red Indians. They call themselves Indian and they call us Hindus. Huh? Oh,
oh, great,
yeah,
great, great.
that's some way of learning about these people,
Share,
learning.
share some more experiences, Dong Saab. We are very keen to know during those 10 years, what all happened, something interesting, some incidents if you remember.
Yeah, then I think it was in Mexico only that I had gone to during that WTO Aged Council meeting, and I had gone for sightseeing. Then when I looked at the sea in the from the beaches, I could see some images
Mm-hmm,
in the sea.
mm-hmm,
Then it was like god, goddesses, and like that. Then I was surprised where from they got this god, goddesses. Then I asked the guide, "What is this images in the bed of the sea?" He said,
mm-hmm.
"Oh, they're Maya culture." Maya sounds like a Hindi,
Huh?
but culture, Maya culture, this is one of the oldest culture in the world. I thought I was thinking, I was reading only about the Indus Valley civilization. There is one more civilization. There is Egyptian. Oh my! Then that's how I started learning about the. Oh, the world is really big. We have to
Mm-hmm,
respect all religions, all culture of the world.
mm-hmm.
That's
What would you like to tell the younger generation, Dong Sab? Because you started in such a humble way. You worked so hard all these years, and I saw you always, always vibrant, always positive, always helpful, always kind. I have seen, the more I have seen you, I always feel, I wish even if I have 5% of your acumen and your kind of a
no,
temperament.
no, temperament maybe humility. That's I learned because when you go
Okay.
up, you never know that you have to come down the same way. And you may meet the same people also. And you see, I had when I started working in Ministry of Tourism and later on abroad, and when I in Sikkim tourism also. After my retire from Sikkim tourism, when I went to post office, I did not know how to send a registered letter. Then I said, that is what a knowledge I have got. I'm useless. Then when I was standing in the queue, I asked 5, 6 people uh, how to send the registered letter. You stand in the queue, and they will tell you how much your letter will weigh, and then stamp. Okay, thank you, sir. I told him. Then I was standing in the queue. Then one of the class 4 staff of the tourism saw me. He said, "Sir, what are you doing here? I will send it to for you." I said, "No, no, please, let me learn now. I want to learn firsthand." so, so I learned that hard way. Now I know how to go to post office, how to stand in the queue, and beg, how to be humble in front of the clerk, and humility. It really pays. And one more, Mr. Sharma, if I am not taking too much time.
No, no, no. Take your time. I'm very happy. I want you should talk your heart today. This is a very important interaction. You are inspiration. You are encouragement. You are today talking to all the younger generation across. And we will talk about tourism teachers also. Okay, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Thank you. One day I had gone to Bombay to attend that location. I think they used to call it location, some uh, what do you call it, travel mart or like that, where
Hmm,
various destination go and promote their destination for
hmm,
film shooting in
hmm,
their respective destination.
hmm,
So I had met some filmmakers and all the things. So while returning to Delhi, So one filmmaker took me to his office also and showed me. Then I found most of some of the filmmakers, they said, we'll do the shooting, but you have to give us some money also, financial support
Hmm.
also. I was just wondering whether our finance department will understand what these people are talking. Huh? So, so I say anyway, that's I found that is a way because Maharashtra also must be subsidizing the film industry because they don't want to antagonize film industry because they give so much of employment to the people of Maharashtra. So there is, I found a kind of a competition for film shooting also. So when I went to the airport, I got late, but not the flight has left or anything. I was late in checking in
Hmm.
by some minutes. So, but there are about 5, 6 people ahead of me. They got the seat. Then one or two people there ahead of me, the counter girl told them, sorry, gentlemen, the flight is full. You can travel with the next flight. That time jet airways used to be there and every 1 hour there used to be jet flight from Bombay to Delhi.
Okay.
So I just kept quiet. Then the man ahead of me, he was shouting at that clerk, fighting like this, arguing. I was just waiting. I think there will be another flight. So why not we wait patiently? Why should that poor girl? She cannot solve our problem in any case. The flight is full means we are late also in checking in. Then that man vented all his anger and left. Then the girl, my turn came. I showed my ticket. The girl said, "Sir, you come with me." I said, "I said, I'm sorry, I'm coming late. No, we'll upgrade you and put you in the business class." I said, "I
Ah,
have." Then I learned humility pays.
yes, yes,
So
yes.
I got upgraded. I told God, thank you so much. I'm happy. So, and I was very thankful to her also. And I was in
Okay,
this
okay,
2 hour
great,
flight.
great, great, great. Humility pays. Acha, Dong Sab, tell me, Northeast India has got a tremendous potential. It
Yes.
has got tremendous potential. What is your advice? How do we promote tourism in Northeast part of India?
Northeast part of India, I think now there is a lot of improvement in the communication infrastructure, roads and rail and air connection is there. But those days are about 25 years ago, there was nothing like that. So, but now communication is there. People are also aware of Northeast, but they have got a very bad image, no negative image, in the sense they think that Northeast is all trouble spots. There is
Hmm.
always a problem. So
Mhm.
we have to polish that image. So we have
Okay,
to, there is the image problem. So
okay,
awareness is there, but it has gone to the wrong image. So, and another thing is that they should start, they always want people from Europe and far away like that. No, why don't you start from the nearby markets like Calcutta?
domestic tourism.
And no, domestic also nearby markets,
Hmm.
like Calcutta, Odisha.
Hmm.
You know. Now there is a connection from south. Try Chennai, you know,
Hmm.
Tamils, and even in Sikkim, people have started coming from Andhra Pradesh, Hyderabad, to Gujarat. They are all coming. Wherever there is a connection, keep in touch with the airlines. They will
Hmm.
promote because they also have to carry passengers.
Hmm.
And they will not get all the business travel to come to Northeast, but they
Hmm.
will get a lot of tourists.
Wonderful, wonderful. And what message would you like to give to the younger generation?
My from my experience in tourism for the last so many years, of course, now I am very happily retired and relaxing now. My advice to them is that there are two things you must have: will and skill. You must have will to go ahead in your life. You want to achieve something, you must have will. And to achieve that mission, whatever you want to achieve, you must have a skill.
Wow.
Without, if you don't have will, if you don't have a skill, then you are nil. That's why I tell all young people.
Oh God, what a rhythmic, what a rhythmic. If you don't have will, if you don't have skill, then you are nil. Wow.
Who will employ unskilled guy these days? There are so many skilled people out there in the market. Right? So this is it. So I think we had a long session.
Yes. Now, Dong Saab, just share your happy birthday with us before we close the session.
Okay.
Yeah.
18th January.
18th January. And like ladies, you don't want to tell the year?
I can tell the year also because I am not a lady. 1938.
1938. So when
Before
India
the
got
Second World War.
when
Before
India
the
got
Second World War.
when India got independent, you by that time knew quite a bit of it, like a small child. Yes.
I always say I was born before the Second World War. The Second World
Ah,
War started on 3rd of September 1939.
yes.
I was born in 18th January 1938.
Wow, great interaction with you, and such a wonderful. Our chamber is so much indebted to you. We are proud of you. Our association is such a wonderful with you. You are a living legend, and we pray to Almighty for your good health, for your wellness, and all the good days ahead. Our deepest regards to your family, lots of blessings to your children, and in my personal capacity and my entire chamber, we owe a lot to you, Dong Saab. We owe a lot to you.
Thank you, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you. And we will always remember, where there is a will and there is a skill, then you are not nil. It all is your will and skill which we have to take. Thank you, Dong Saab. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
stay fit, stay fine.